Hey YouTube, Matches 860. Smoking the Friday Savinelli with some haunted bookshop. Compliments of Doug Owen out at Cargo Hold in Washington. Thanks for bailing me out, Doug. There should be a package arriving on your doorstep Monday, I believe. Want to give a quick shout out to Vinny Orlando. Been messaging back and forth with Vinny. Turns out he lives not too far from me, so we hope to get together in the near future. Might even do a video of that. As you can see, it's still winter here in Connecticut. Kind of a dark day, but I think the sun's supposed to come out. My video, Dizzy Days, I mentioned a little incident I had in college, which involved being under the influence. Thought I'd tell that story today. Watch this video till the end because there's an important message at the end. So I went to this little private school up in northern Maine. The end of Interstate 95 before it goes into Canada. The college campus was about a 20-acre square plot. Had gymnasium, library, classrooms, and around the perimeter was residential, single and multi-family housing, some of which the college had bought up over the years and used for support buildings. One of those was the art building, two-family house. My first semester, my advisor had told me that I should include an easy course with my other major ones till I got used to the course load. They offered Introduction to Drawing. If you happen to remember my video, Everything is Beautiful, which is in the story playlist. I had a rough time in junior high school with my art teacher. You can watch that. Anyway, this first semester I took the drawing class, had a great time. The professor, who looked like Grizzly Adams, great big guy with a beard and long hair, said he was offering clay modeling and sculpture for the second semester and would be happy to have any of us in the class sign up for it. Now, this guy was extremely talented, and his preferred medium was clay. He was well known in Maine for creating this beautiful pottery and anything you can think of made out of clay. So second semester rolls around. As usual, I was either heavily stoned or inebriated for most of my classes, especially art. I guess it's just something you do your first year of college. Anyway, we learned how to make bowls and coffee cups and all kinds of stuff out of clay. About halfway through the semester, the teacher says, we're going to do a big project for our final exam for the class. You're going to do a plaster cast. What that is you get a slab of clay, you cut it down the center, and you hollow out the inside to look like whatever you're making. Then you fill that up with plaster and you get this whatever. I decided I was going to make a nude statue of a woman. Started working on it right away. Had a couple of weeks to dig all the inside out, and it was really interesting because you have to think backwards the whole time you're working on it. So we got to the point where it was almost time to pour these molds. I think it was mid or late April. The day of class just happened to be about 50 degrees outside, which for northern Maine was like 85 anywhere else. Lots of partying at the dormitory. Everybody out in the courtyard getting baked. Music playing from people's windows. It was beautiful. I think we had a keg or a half keg. I had the afternoon off, except for the art class at 4 o'clock. I was pounding down those beers, smoking the weed. 4 o'clock came, I went over to the art building. Went upstairs with everybody else, and nobody really looked like they were in very good shape. We're all sitting there waiting for the professor to come in. You could hear the footsteps coming up the stairs. He comes walking in. The first thing everybody noticed was he had these new boots, like hiking or hunting boots from LL Bean. Everybody goes, "Oh, look at the new boots." He obviously had been smoking some weed himself because his eyes were half shut and they were all red. He lifts up his foot to show everybody his new boots, and he almost fell over. Pulls out this bottle of some kind of oil. I think it was mink oil or something. "Yeah, I'm going to treat these boots tonight. These things are going to last me a lifetime." So we get on with the class, and there were like 8 of us in there. And he says, "I'm going to take 4 of you at a time. I'll mix up the plaster. I'll show you how to get your mold ready, and then you can pour it." So where we usually had the art class was like an old living room, dining room area of the house upstairs. And then there was a kitchen off to the side, which had been pretty much stripped except for the kitchen faucet. There was a big table in there. First 4 people go in, and they end up doing their plaster pours. And then he takes the next 4 of us. I think I was the 3rd in line. He comes over to me and he goes, "Okay, the mold all set to pour?" And I said, "Yeah." I was baked. He hands me the pitcher of plaster and I start pouring. He's leaning over my shoulder looking down into this cast. Keep pouring, keep pouring. I'm pouring. Thinking, boy, there's an awful lot of plaster going into this thing. We both looked down about the same time. I had a leak in the bottom of the mold. The plaster was dripping out of the bottom of the mold onto the table and onto his boots. He blew a gasket. "My new boots, my new boots." I thought he was gonna belt me. Anyway, we got the leaking to stop. He got his boots somewhat wiped off. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get a B out of him for the class. I think I threw my statue in the trash when it was over. Never took another art class again. So next week, make sure to stay tuned, because there's going to be a big contest on matches. 860. Going to be giving some pipes away. Give you all the details next Friday. Till then, thanks an awful lot for joining me. Have a great weekend.